the stories hide greater truth. You know, it is truth. You see, you have to understand why stories was created. People function in a very simple way. You know, in ancient time, in India, people are farmers, no? If you want to give high knowledge to people which is farming, what do? The easiest things that people can understand is stories. Stories which relate to themselves. Most of the stories are hidden truth about oneself. If you just read it as stories, of course you will never grasp the real meaning what stories hide. But the real meaning is when you meditate upon it. You know, you focus upon it. Then you understand. You know, when Vyasa was dictating the Bhagavatam, Lord Ganesha was sitting there. No? He was writing. But Ganesha, you know, he can write. But he had one condition. But you should never stop me. Ganesha's condition was that you should never stop me. Because I can just write. Poor Vyasa, you know. 400,000 verse. How would he just keep going on? It will take days and days and days and days and days, no? You have other things to do. You have to go to the toilet, you have to eat something sometime. No? But within this 400,000 verse, there is 8,800 verse, which is very complicated. So, each time that Vyasa had to go somewhere to do something, he will give one of the complicated verse. But as Ganesha had his verse, his condition, Vyasa also has his condition. And his condition is, you can't write the next verse until you understand that verse. So he will go and it will come. You see? It's not about really the story itself, but about knowing what is the story hiding. That's why, you see, stories is beneficial for people's mind. It's easy for the mind to understand. You know, when it's explained, that's why when you go to a katha, Bhagavad Katha, for example, the priest, what does he do? Tell you the story, but then he explains to you the story. What is behind that story? Bhagavan Krishna spoke the Gita, no? If you just take the Gita itself without any explanation, of course, it will make some sense, but the deeper sense, you will not get it. In scriptures, it's like that. Scriptures can be interpreted in many, many, many ways. That's what stories are made. You know, like I was saying, stories were made for simple people also, because salvation is not for everybody. You know, to attain the Lord, grace is not for only people which is intelligent, but it was meant for everyone to attain. Not only one kind of people, but for everybody. You see, very often you will see temple have thousands of deities on, you know, telling stories when you go in a certain temples or churches, you will see. But there is the mural painting, depict the life of saints and what they have done, all this, you know. In India, in South India, there's so much. You know. Why? Because people identify themselves with these stories. Then they keep that image. Your mind think as image. And when you tell a story, you're creating this reality inside of you. So you are living that reality. And when you're living that reality, you are getting something deeper. Because if you just tell a story, for example, when you tell a story, what happened to you? You are in daze, you know, you're thinking, yes. Automatically, your mind have already created it. So when your mind have created that reality, you are really, that story becomes your reality. Then if you go deeper into it, then you get the true meaning of that story. And very often it's easy to forget everything, you know. It's easy to forget what people say, it's easy to forget what people do, but that feeling, what something create inside of you, you will not forget about it. And that's what story does. It creates that feeling. And because of that feeling, the mind can't forget about it.